قال الله وعلى Yehovah Hashem Shaiba Hashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well, peace and salutations to the brothers and the four corners of this earth, pushing us within truth, also in sincerity and brother not attack. With another short video. Shalom. Alright, here we have an excerpt from X brother posted in the group. It says, breaking US intelligence agencies have warned the Trump administration that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is likely to take steps that will undermine President Trump's effort to reach a lasting peace deal with Iran, per WAP. Alright? Let me go to Habakkuk 2. We'll start at 5. Alright, because Israel is still blasting into Lebanon. You know what I mean? Going against the peace talks or ceasefire that the US supposedly having with Iran, and that will cause, as the IRGC said, you know, an escalation, because Israel is saying that Lebanon has to burn, so on and so forth, and they will do whatever they want regardless of Trump's stance now on it now, whether he want peace or not. It don't matter, they doing their own thing, right? There's, you know what I mean, as this precept say, the least of the flock shall draw them out. You know, they're doing their own thing. They want war, right? And the US is going to support them regardless. We know that because it was written. Right, they Habakkuk 2 and verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, Salakia, and a taunting proverb against him, which and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that leadeth himself with the clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Yeah, because they, you know what I mean, they invade places. Are the number one, you know what I mean, are the number one people who does invade. They are the invaders. You know, Esau Edom. They don't keep at home. When you read high up, it say they don't keep at home. They always want something somebody have. Right? He wants him to increase it in that which is not his. Right? Because he want whatever resources that country have, and they will, if they had to slaughter everybody there to get it, that's what they will do there, like what they did to Gaza. Right? Verse 9, it say, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, and that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Now, who want to set the nest on high? So Edom, they say, well, we will rise above the stars of heaven. Alright? That is in Jeremiah, I believe, 51 and 7, if I'm not mistaken. Going down there somewhere. Right? That's roughly paraphrasing it. Verse 10. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity. And that is what they do. That is what they did. That is what they continue to do. Because they want the land to build their cities and so on and so forth, and extend their territory. But what they're doing it by the coveting fields by violence, by bloodshed. Woe to them. That's how we know that they have to go. Because the scripture is saying what? Destruction unto them. You know what I mean? So they pushing this contention, this war, like, well, not war, like this, I mean, what should I say over Matthew 24 and 6? You know what I mean? We hear wars and rumors of wars. You know what I mean? And these waiters. These waiters coming. You know? They're pushing that spirit of war right now. Regardless of who with them or who against them. They want war. And hey, mind you, as I say in my previous video, if the US don't come out directly and help them, they will still be helping them under the table. You know what I mean? Still sending arms and munitions to them. You know what I mean? Because they have to. Scripture said the least of the flock will draw them out, and that is what it is. That is exactly what it is. Right? They have to. Um, yeah, precept, it says Old Testament, Joel 3:11, I believe. Yeah, it says Joel 3:11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come out and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all heathen round about. Yeah, the valley of Yahweh's judgment. That is over there in the Middle East. That's why you find most of these conflicts now happening over there. It's to let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is what Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. You know, it's no coincidence this is written and this is happening. That is not a coincidence. You know what I mean? These things are written for a reason. Right? These things were written for a reason. Romans 15:4, it says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Right? We through patience, which was suffering in silence, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope that these words are faithful and true. This is how we know these words are faithful and true, because it was written aforetime and it coming to pass now. In Job, when it say, do worms devour my flesh, or something along the lines, roughly paraphrasing. I think it's Job 19 somewhere there. Right? Yet my eyes will see my maker. I don't know if I can find it. That was written aforetime. And that is what happening. He talking about true regeneration. You know? So all these prophecies are written out about war and things coming to pass, great tribulation never before seen, and so on and so forth. That is the spirit of you know what I mean, that the has been poured out by the spirit, that the Lord shaking his hand over Esau Edom. He's stretching forth his hand, you know what I mean? He wrath. You know? Is Ecclesiastes 34. 34, and what was it, buying 16? Let's bear with me. No, it's not 34. Just bear with me 1 second. Ecclesiastes 40:9. It said, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Right? These things were created for the wicked. These what does follow them. Everywhere Esau Edom go is what? Strife and bloodshed. Does have him sword. That is he blessing, the sword is he blessing. You know what I mean? He is a natural calamity. Esau Edom is a natural disaster. You know what I mean? That is what it was created to do. They have the power to take peace from the earth. The opposite of peace is what? War, by. That is what they're pushing. As it is written, thus say the Lord, right? Thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know? So more, it have a lot of more to come out of this. Things are going to spark back up. Times are going to get harder as a fallout of the war. This could lead to a nuclear conflict and all. You know, so we just watching and waiting. You know, just watching and waiting because hey, these things have to come to pass. You know, to water your Basham Yoshai, Basham Kakodash, I'll be living to see these events. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope it was edifying to the Akim. I hope it sparked food for thought to the Akim watching and listening. To the spirit and power of Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Basham Kakodash. Until next time, Shalom.